Hello, my name is Eileen Kent, and I'm known in the marketplace as the Federal Sales Sherpa. I'm president of Custom Keynotes LLC, and I'm located in the Chicagoland area. I've been selling to the feds since probably just after 9/11. I actually helped a company build their federal action plan and go after the federal government pretty much all by myself. We called it the Lewis and Clark Expedition. I traveled to LA, San Francisco, San Diego, Dallas, Atlanta, DC, Chicago, and DC over and over again, back around LA, San Francisco, San Diego, Dallas, Atlanta, DC, walking the halls of the federal government. And I actually set up Homeland Security's very first undisclosed location and their very first 30 workstations. And then as I started to learn the federal marketplace, I joined a company called fedmarket.com, and I trained probably over 10,000 people from 2003 till 2012. I had something called the Federal Sales Academy, working with FedMarket, and we had a lot of great classes: federal sales, proposal writing, and GSA schedule contracting. What I'm about to teach you is something that I've been doing for the last 20 years. I've been hearing a lot of new people entering the marketplace, providing some opportunities and some advice that it concerns me because it's a little bit overblown. And I want to be very direct with you about the 7 truths of federal contracting. I've helped over 300 companies in the last 9 years build their federal sales action plans and go after this business. It's not quite as easy as they say it is, but there is a way to get up that mountain of opportunities. And I want to talk about the truth so that you can prepare for it, budget for it, get your team together and talk about it before you enter this marketplace. So let's talk about the very first truth. It takes 12 to 24 months to win a decent federal opportunity. 12 to 24 months of sales activities, not just simply registering yourself somewhere or getting a GSA schedule, sitting and waiting for the orders. No, active sales activities. And when people tell you that it's going to take days to get business, I say yes, 365 to 740 days. So yes, you might get some lucky deals and you might be able to close a deal on a credit card, or you might happen to be in an area where there's a disaster or an emergency and they need you now. But in most cases, when you're going after the business, they're already doing business with somebody else. You have to woo them away, kind of like a divorce. They're already married to someone and you have to woo them away, let the other company go and start working with you. This is going to take time. It's going to take time to build your business, build your relationships, build your reputation, build your capabilities and your certifications, get contract vehicles and teaming partnerships. 12 to 24 months is what the experts say. It also is going to take some time to get some decent appointments. Now, some people say it takes 12 to 24 touches, communications, emails, calls, meetings to actually be invited to an opportunity. And from my personal experience, it's taken me, and I've been doing this quite a while, about 50 to 60 hours of back-to-back phone calls, emails, up against it, calling people to create 15 to 20 appointments to get the conversation started. So if you book yourself 2 hours of sales a week, that's going to take you almost a year to create some decent relationships. If you do 10 hours a week, it will take about 6 weeks to start the conversations. Again, these are simply appointments. They're not actual orders. They're not actual deals or situations where they need you. You're just having the conversation with them. It also, I want you to know, because I've looked at the data, I do a lot of competitive analysis for companies, and it takes about 1 to 3 bidders for them to be able to make a decision to award contracts. And from the data that I've been seeing, a majority of the contracts are taking 1 to 3 bidders. Now, how in the heck are they doing that? Well, a lot of them are either unique sole source or emergency purchase or sole source, or they're using something called a contract vehicle, which allows them to invite 3 vendors that are on that contract vehicle to do business with them. So you might not even see the opportunity on the streets. So I want you to start to realize that this is a relationship-based business. Also, I want you to realize in truth number 4 that bids are written with someone in mind. I'm not talking about contract vehicles when they put a multiple award task order contract out on the street and they're asking construction companies to come forward. I'm talking after those contract vehicles are awarded and they have 3 or 6 vendors. They already have someone in mind for the task and they're looking for a couple of other bidders or they're looking for market research to fill the file. They have someone in mind. My hope is that it's you. If you've developed the relationships, you've found pain, you give them a contract vehicle to work with, and they look for 2 other vendors to make sure they have 3 bids so that they can move forward. You also need to understand in truth number 5 that you may think you have the deal, but they're hedging their bets. They're talking to other competitors as well as you. So you need to understand that when you're writing a proposal, always write the proposal assuming they're considering someone else as well. So you make sure you write a defendable proposal against those other vendors. Truth number 6 is the federal government is not one customer worth billions and billions and billions. It is made up of millions of people who are federal customers, working for thousands of locations and offices for hundreds of agencies inside of dozens of departments. So we're going to have to get down to the person who buys what you sell. And you also need to understand you need to focus your efforts on 5 departments and 2 agencies within, and then the locations that are buying from companies that are much like you and those people that are buying with those agencies. You can't sell to the entire US government. You need to sell to the agencies who buy what you sell. Truth number 7, relationships matter. People buy from people they know, trust, and love. They're not going to hand millions of dollars in a contract with a vendor they never met. You need to understand that their first order of business is to get the business done accurately, on time, and perfectly. So they're going to lean on vendors they know, trust, and love, which are typically the incumbent. So if you're going to unseat that incumbent, you better do your homework, start developing relationships, creating a strong team with great capabilities. Make sure you have the contract vehicles that they like to use, and you can use closing mechanisms with those contract vehicles and set aside to win over the customer's trust. That might take teaming with the prime for a little while or going after the opportunity with another prime that's just as good. So understand that relationships matter in this business. It's not just writing blind bid after blind bid because they don't award contracts of people they don't know. You need to develop relationships before you write those proposals. So those are my 7 truths. My name is Eileen Kent. You can reach me at 312-636-5381. And I offer a multiple services, such as the 3-step program. The 3-step program is teaching your team how to sell with a competitive analysis, and I build you a federal sales action plan. I have also an online class that I can do live with your team, or you can buy it, a recording of it, building blocks of a winning proposal. And I also do specialty classes, like teaching your on-site program managers and project managers how to build their book of business from the inside. I can also customize all kinds of programs and opportunities that if you're struggling with something that you want to train your team on, I want you to reach out to me. I'm sure I can build something custom for your team. Again, my number is 312-636-5381. 5381. Thank you very much.